Hello there. Welcome to this little mini session for the first full moon of the new year of 2024. I like to upload on Fridays, but today's special. It's Thursday and I'm uploading because new moon. All right. I'm excited. So with the new moon, we can have a little more support in those intentions in letting things go that aren't serving us. And I would encourage you to go ahead and write down what some of those things are. And you can just set it aside. You don't even have to think about it. If you have some intentions and write them down, you can look back on that later and see what has happened for you. And I've done this activity before, and it was just, I really recommend you try that. In this session, we will be working on letting go of some things that are stopping us from being successful in this year. It's kind of the next step to the first session we did of this year. But yeah, the next step with the full moon supporting us. So that is awesome. And of course, we're going to be working with some crystals in this. We have here tourmaline. And this is a nice shiny little tourmaline. I really love it. It's very grounding and it supports us with being grounded to the earth and being supported by the earth energetically. Very important. So we will have this next to us. And also my lovely fire quartz tower that I love. And I believe that it will be supporting us in strengthening our expression and self-will. And we'll have that next to us as well. Excuse me. And we'll be working with 3 images in this mini session. If you hear any thudding in the background, it is roofers on my roof because new year, new roof. That's what's going on with us. So hopefully it's not too loud. Okay, take a deep breath. Okay, this first image, be a little silly, but just go with it. It's a spoon. Now imagine the spoon is trying to help someone eat a steak and it's just not getting the job done very well. This spoon then sees someone eating a steak with a fork, and the fork has no problems at all. Imagine the horror, self-loathing, and self-depreciating feelings of this spoon. It is horrified to observe itself to be the inferior utensil, at least in its mind right now, and it feels absolutely horrible, and it just doesn't feel like it will ever get over it. It will never be good enough, it says. Why was I made so badly for a job I am meant to do? Imagine crying coming up, and let's just feel that for a moment. So sit here and feel for a moment this crying. If you can hear crying in your mind, that's helpful too and validating. Just feel those feelings of horror, self-loathing, and self-depreciation just for a moment. If they're there, just let them come up for a moment. Breathe. Okay, very good. Now let's tap and breathe these things out. We don't want to keep them. Okay. You can tap wherever feels comfortable, gently on your shoulders or right here on your collarbone area, even on your forehead is fine. And now let's breathe out. Crying, horror, self-loathing, and self-depreciation. Let's do 4 big breaths. One more. Get out like you mean it. Okay, we also have some false beliefs here that we get to tap and breathe out. So we'll say them 3 times, and tap and breathe them out 3 times. And here they are. It will never be good enough. Why was I made so badly for a job I meant to do? And, oh, looks like there's just that one. Let's tap that out. I will never be good enough. Why was I made so badly for a job I meant to do? Breathe it out. I will never be good enough. Why was I made so badly for a job I meant to do? Figure that out. Excellent. Imagine that the spoon is now observing the fork, trying to help someone eat soup. As I'm sure you can imagine, that is not going very well. Imagine that the fork gets abandoned for this particular task and the spoon gets called into service instead. Imagine the gratitude, the joy, and just that feeling of being seen that the spoon feels as it gets to fulfill its purpose and be recognized for the qualities that make it a great spoon. Let's breathe that in. Breathe it in like you mean it. Gratitude, joy, and that feeling of being seen and recognized and knowing your purpose. All those things. So great. Hey, a little message here. As you go about your year, folks, there will be people who do not recognize your great qualities and do not understand what you're capable of and what you're made for. Allow them their journey, but do not be like them in that aspect. Recognize your own abilities and celebrate your own unique gifts, right? Um, we have some tapping scripts. Breathe in. We will go through these 3 times. There are 2 of them. There really are, for reals. I recognize my own unique qualities that make me who I am. My creator recognizes the unique qualities that make me who I am. Fit in? Do it 2 more times. I recognize my own unique qualities that make me who I am. My creator recognizes the unique qualities that make me who I am. I recognize my unique qualities that make me who I am. My creator recognizes the unique qualities that make me who I am. Fit in? Excellent. I invite you to create space for opportunities to come your way this year that are really for you and suited to your uniqueness and your gifts. They do not have to be big opportunities, but they could be. Just make that space available for them. Second image. Image is a crater. Imagine a crater that is gravelly and with sandy sloping sides. Everything that gets caught up in the sand and gravel ends up sliding all the way to the bottom of the crater. Imagine that a small group of people are out on a hike, or dog on a trail near this crater, and the dog gets too close to the sandy, gravelly crater pit. The dog yelps all the way down to the bottom of the crater as it slides on the sand and the gravel. Bottom of the crater, the dog is shaken up a bit, but when it recovers, it tries to get back to the top of the crater. Imagine the dog trying to run up and jump up to the top of the crater, and imagine the dog sliding down the gravel and sand each time. Loneliness and failure are coming up with quite a lot of panic. It will be trapped here forever. Imagine this dog's sadness and hear the howling in your mind. Hear it? Or are you thinking about it? I mean, okay, so let's tap and breathe out loneliness, failure, panic, 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 and sadness. Okay, 5 big breaths. Breathe it out like you mean it, like you want it out of your body. One more. Very nice. Imagine this dog's owners at the top of the crater ridge, and they're looking down and watching everything going on with their dog with quite a lot of concern. One of the hikers came prepared with a good long rope. Imagine a woman lowering this rope down to their dog, who clings to it desperately with its teeth as she pulls it up. The dog clumsily tries to use its feet while being pulled, and slowly it makes it back to the top. Imagine the reunion of this dog with its owners. They're so happy to have him back with them and that he's safe. And he's so happy to be back with them and to be safe. Breathe in the feelings of this reunion, happiness of them being back together. the happiness of not being stuck. There's a message here of your creator and the universe supporting you. You are always supported, always supported. Let's tap and breathe that in. We have two scripts here for reals. Okay. I am being watched out for and supported. Even when I feel alone, the divine is watching out for me and supporting me. Breathe it in. Do that two more times. I am being watched out for and supported. Even when I feel alone, the divine is watching out for me and supporting me. Breathe it in. I am being watched out for and supported. Even when I feel alone, the divine is watching out for me and supporting me. Breathe it in. Awesome. Okay, our last image, number 3, and it's a flower. And it looks like a really big, beautiful red poppy. It is the biggest, reddest poppy that I personally have ever seen in my mind or otherwise. Imagine this poppy in a garden, and it is so content being there. And the gardener of this garden walks by sometimes, but one day the gardener stops in front of the poppy and starts pulling up and tossing vegetation to the side. He works in front of the poppy, to the side of the poppy, and the poppy is sure that it is next. It is just going to be pulled up by the roots. The gardener gets closer and closer. Shock and horror are coming up here, quite a lot of it. Let's let that come up. Let's tap and breathe it out. When you breathe in, imagine it leaving your cells. And when you breathe out, imagine it leaving your body. Very good. Sounds like those roofers are right above us. Imagine that just as the poppy thinks it's next, the gardener pulls out a little shovel and starts working the dirt in front of the poppy. He turns it, and then when he's satisfied with it, he transplants flowers there. They're short little petunias and complement the poppy so well in size and in color. The puppy realizes that the gardener was removing things around her that needed to be removed, things that were not serving her. And in that space, the gardener provided her with something wonderful that she didn't even know that she needed. Breathe that in, this feeling of contentment and this feeling of being so well cared for. Give that a couple more big, deep breaths. Feels so good going in. Okay. So thank you, my friends, for being here. And please subscribe to this channel. I will be posting twice a month on Fridays. That is the goal for this year. And this full moon session, it was just so special. And it will be posted on Thursday, not Friday. And if you are interested in a word of the year session with me, I have a special going on those. And you will see the link in the description box down below if you would like to learn more about that. And I would just love to offer you support of that kind if you do not have your word of the year yet, and if you would like one. So thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye now. Have a wonderful day.